This is a CBC podcast.
Starting off this hour with an update on a young up-and-coming social enterprise in Cape Breton. Maybe you remember last winter we introduced you to the team behind a new company known as Powerful Creative. This is a company based in the Pier that designs and prints clothing with a socially conscious theme, and they donate part of the revenue to charity. Since that first interview, Powerful Creative has been working on some new designs and some new products. And as of today, they're launching a new website. I stopped by Curry's Lane in the Pier recently, the home base of Powerful Creative and the home of co-founder Whitney Green.
So we are a small t-shirt company based out of Whitney Pier. All of our designs are proudly printed here in Whitney Pier. We focus mostly on socially conscious designs and designs that affect our community. We share our profits for all of our shirts with socially conscious charities and organizations.
And I can see from the shirt you're wearing, which is one of yours.
Yes.
You're obviously a powerful woman because that's what your shirt says.
Yes. We created this design when we first launched, just as a reminder when you wear it, just to kind of feel your power. That was the whole point of us naming our company Powerful, because we needed a reminder when we started our company that we kind of have the power to change, and that's what we were trying to do. We really focus on our motto: when we work together, powerful things can happen. So that's really what we focus on.
Your name is Whitney.
Yes.
You're from Whitney Pier.
Yes.
And right in front of me, this caught my eye. This is kind of neat. Would you mind? So we have kind of would this be like an African motif on the top of it?
That's kente cloth, which is very indicative of our African culture that's broadly represented in Whitney Pier. We created this shirt for our African Heritage Month product launch. We created it we saw a gap in the market. All of the products that were available here in Canada were mainly focused on African heritage people that were not really any local. Like the most local we saw was like Willie O'Ree. So we decided, you know what, we're going to make one that's very for us in the Pier. So we chose some, and we wanted to add a whole bunch. We could have made the shirt front and back with all of the people that we wanted to get on the shirt. So we chose Break Barriers Like Campy. So Campy Crawford, he was one of the first, I think the actual first Black police officer east of Montreal.
And I should say, just before you start going through the names, it's a list of mottos: break barriers like Campy, educate like Phyllis, preach like Waterman, heal like Clotilda, create like Olga, protect like Jonathan, serve like Tom, play like Joe, nourish like Errol, perform like Hubba, inspire like Mayanne, unite like Whitney Pier. And so these are each representative of people you know, many of whom we've met on the show before. So you said break barriers like Campy Crawford, educate like Phyllis.
Yeah, so we chose that as Phyllis Arthur. She was one of the main and only Black teachers when our parents were growing up, and still played a huge part of like my generation. We also decided to use just the first name there because also Phyllis Marsh Jarvis, who was the reverend of our local church here, the African Orthodox. So we kind of left that up to whoever is wearing the shirt, who that really represented it for them.
Heal like Clotilda Yakimchuk, who was the first female Black president of the Nurses Union.
Yeah.
Play like Joe.
That's Joe Whirl, an amazing baseball player and advocate for all of the youth programs that were available when I was growing up.
Inspire like Mayanne.
So that's Mayanne Francis. I'm sure most people know who she is as well. The first Black lieutenant governor of Nova Scotia. With her being from Whitney Pier, it was just a huge inspiration for many Black girls from the Pier, just knowing that something at that level was possible for us.
And who was Errol?
Errol Brooms, that was her last name. We called her Nanny Brooms. She was one of the ladies in the neighborhood that always made sure that everyone was fed. So, and the most amazing dishes.
So nourish like Errol, perform like Hubba, inspire like Mayanne, obviously all heroes from the Pier, and obviously a shirt that represents what you're trying to do with this. And I see the tag says, proudly printed in Whitney Pier, Nova Scotia. What So where are you guys now? What's been happening since we last touched base with you?
So we are doing pretty good, knock on wood. We're getting ready to launch a new collection. We're going to be offering a few more options in terms of sizing and accessories.
So are people looking for what you're selling?
I think so. There are a lot of the designs we kind of just created for ourselves, and when we put them out there, there's a pretty good response to them, more so than I've ever expected. And it's always the designs where you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe this one will only get a few that really just take off.
Like what?
Well, this Whitney Pier one, we thought, oh, you know what? There's probably going to be like 5 or 6 people from the community that want one. And we've had sales from all across the country.
Is that so?
Yeah.
And you've also sold to a new place in Toronto?
We did. So we just started doing wholesale. So we made our first delivery of our wholesale products just recently. We haven't heard yet if their store is launched, but it's in the works that our products are going to be one of the first ones that they're offering.
And how did they get onto you?
We signed up and made a marketplace on a website that is marketed for small businesses to kind of showcase their products to other small retailers. And he saw our stuff and kind of liked it.
Did they pay?
They did.
Okay, so whether he opens it or not, that's not your problem right now.
No, yeah, so money's in our pocket and he can do what he wants now.
So listen, Woody, what have you learned in your time so far in trying to make a go of this that has been crucial to evolve to this point?
It's definitely, you just need to go with the flow and learn how to pivot. There's a lot of things that we kind of plan out to the very last detail, and when we launch it, it's nothing as we expect it. So you kind of just got to go with the flow and see where it takes you.
Are you getting paid yet?
A little bit. We're taking a little bit of a profit, but we decided when we started the company that we wanted to share our profits, so it's not growing as quickly as it can because of that, and that's something that we did intentionally. So we're happy that we are only taking a little bit, and there's a lot of community places and small organizations that are getting help as well.
So just before we let you go, let me ask you this. As a young entrepreneur with a young family, are you finding the support you need from places that are supposed to be supporting young entrepreneurs, whether it's government, community organizations, economic development agencies? Are you finding help?
I think when we look for it, it's there. It's because of how our business operated and kind of took off a little quicker than we expected. We didn't really have the opportunity to look for it. Now that we're going to look for it, there is a lot of things that are coming available to us. And now that people kind of know what our product is, we have had a few things come to us as well. But yeah, there's definitely, you have to kind of look for it more so.
Well, I hope you keep breaking barriers like Campy, to quote your t-shirt.
Yeah, that's really what we're trying to do.
Whitney Green is co-founder of Powerful Creative, a company in the Pier that designs and prints clothing with a socially conscious theme. You can find their new website with some new products launching today at powerfulcreative.ca.
For more CBC podcasts, go to cbc.ca/podcasts.